na Public Accounts Committee me say nkrofo no mo trentra no ma no so a ohunu da akopim so ma sori o mo sori na bo say yes mframa abo ama akokoto ada na eno ekopie mu o mrahye bedwam se na yeti wei sisi da pampen so ekotue sika bi se yesi toilet ahodo na toilet ahodo a yesi ni yesi bi okumase ni ade ama yetua ye de ama contractors ama yetua de efe ni mobilization ni se yetua sika se wo asumbe se je na bia kosi ebia 10 seater toilet ewo efie bi mu ha ana siwe wa ti assign contract no ede sika ni ya mamu mobilization amomoko nipa ni ti mobilization no adwuma no wanye wa first can we dia se no Public Accounts Committee ene kosi ye ewo ho ewosua ti we mame de kosi wo ho no enie
matter is that this transaction took place at the erstwhile Ministry of Sanitation and Water Resources, and it was under the leadership of Honorable Cecilia Abena-Dapaah. And I think it was 2019. So even though we are in 2026, it is 10 years, new standards. 5 years or 6 years now. So we did our best, but the good news is that the officers who handled this transaction are still at post in other ministries. So when Mantin went to them that they should bring the information, and they said it has been sent to archives, my good self, I said this is not acceptable. So I must commend the auditors for doing a very good job. And one of them is still at the Ministry of Defense, at the Director of Procurement. And he did the procurement then. Then the other one is at the Ministry of Trade. So even if they say the documents are sent to archives, the officers are still there. And that is, we don't have new standards. Prosecutorial powers that even though we are ministry to ministry, because of this we are doing this. And that's why we have come here. So what we will plead with you is that we will serve you with the names. And this committee will summon them. Because archives, I don't know, the thing is not up to 10 years and you are taking them, you say that they've been sent to archives. And Mr. Chairman, we have the names of the contractors here and the contracts. And it has to do with the government policy of toilet for all before 2020. And these contracts were awarded the ministry. The information we had from our ministry, and the reason why we went to them for the information was that they were giving mobilization and they didn't go to site. And the contractors went on site, went on monitoring with the ministry team, the then ministry team, not local government, the then Ministry of Water Resources and Sanitation. They went on site and realized that the work was not done. Therefore, they were coming back to either abrogate the contract and re-award. But here is the case, mobilization had already been given. So the matter was complicated. The director for procurement was one Mr. Theophilus Okan. He is still at the Ministry of Defense. And Mr. Bright Odro Kwatin, he is now Director of Finance at the Ministry of Trade and Agribusiness. So they are still alive. They are still in public service. And I don't want to be a victim of what the Bible says, that I was made to answer questions for which I have no idea about. So, Mr. Chairman, you can fall on them and we will come and explain. We have the documents, and if it is the view of this committee that we should serve you, we should lay it, we can lay it to you. The contractors need construction of 300 household toilets in Kumasi Metropolitan Assembly, construction of 200 household toilet in Tamale, construction of this and this. The contractors and their names with the amount are here, and we'll make them available to the committee. You call them, and directors are ever ready to give whatever information you want us to give to you. And once again, I must commend the auditors. We were not given. It is good that as for you, you were given.
Thank you very much, Minister. But Minister, in the letter that we wrote to you, we also mentioned that you bring in anybody who was related to it. So you could have come with them, because today, just before you came in, the Minister for Gender brought in the former Chief Director of the Gender Ministry. So clearly you could have also brought them in to have made the work easier for all of us today. And then we could have summoned them in, because in the letter we were clear that we would also want to see those who were at post when these infractions occurred.
3 FM, setting new standards.
Madam Chairperson, you are right. My good self, I was very annoyed with the disrespect to me as a minister, and being a member of parliament and knowing very well that the Auditor General is part of parliament. That is why I said, if they give us the answer that they have sent those documents to National Archives, I will come here. I know the next plan of action that my chairperson, your good self, and the hardworking members of the committee were going to do. I didn't want to be like I'm over pestering him. I was, to be honest with you, I've just come from opposition. We were all part of those who were pursuing those matters in opposition. So I didn't want it to be personal or something like that. So you may forgive me with that. But that's why I've served you with their names. And my intention of mentioning their names is not for good, bad reason, but to make sure that what happened at the Ministry of Water Resources and Sanitation, our defense document will not be sent to archives in the next days. That's why I mentioned their names. Then you call them, the information, whatever, it must be brought. The team itself confirmed that they went round and most of the contractors defaulted. And they were going to abrogate, repackage, and re-award. But you can't do that if you have not followed up with the mobilization that was given. That's why we are bringing the information to you. So if you want all of us to come, you schedule a date, then call them. Whenever you want us to reappear, we'll reappear. This is a matter of much importance to all of us. Thank you very much.
Honorable Minister, that's exactly what we are going to do. Clerk, get the list of all these people. We are going to invite all of them. Also invite the minister and the current people out there. And wherever the documents are, they will have to come with them. You pay somebody mobilization to go and work. The person doesn't do it, takes the money. Then you come back, you want to abrogate this contract and repackage it and give it to somebody. Now, what I don't understand is the Ministry of Local Government, you were making payments for contracts that you don't have the contracts. You don't have the documents. Anyway, when all of you come, we will do it live.
Mr. Chairman, permit me to make a bit correction or clarification. These were outstanding claims submitted to us, but there were no supporting documents. You have sent the documents to National Archives. Who is going to pay your outstanding claims? There is no evidence to initiate payment, and that is why the amounts were not paid. The contrast, the decision of the former ministry was to abrogate, repackage, and re-award. Fortunately for them, the elections went the other way, and the ministry was collapsed. And I said, my ministry will not repackage anything because we have nothing to start with. Let the auditors bring the facts, then we'll go and face Public Accounts Committee. And that's why we are here.
We a first one. I'm a two a normal munim with here, but we a first one. But a brofo tin in the cassia, you know, Mokayano, a simple. Say a nay ye wo ministry, Jimmy. Ye wo ministry
88.3 FM.
Ah, ya sign contracts.
New standards.
ya money pan the friend mobilization say okay ebia o kwa here contract no sika ni nyina e wose ye twa wo nyina 100,000 Ghana cedis for example enti ye be ma mobilization of ebia 20,000 say g 20,000 never share adwuma na se we adwuma ne du ba bia we register certificate na based on the certificate ni yetumi atua o nti e betua ne nkitinkiti based on certificate a we register akopem se we wie project no ya sign project ni se nkrofo ne enko na wo mu nkonko ye toilet no e okumase tamale eni ne hye so eneyi ye wie ama auditors ababa audit na omoye audit no in the process of the audit no the ministry no empanifo call rounds say ye kwakwa say oh ebia kwa wa asase no wedu ebia wedu window level anese ebia we afena watu fom kura ebia we wedu lentil level wo mo si o mo call say mo kwakwa inspect no mo call na bibie ni ho na nso mo gi sika nso mo kwakwa kosi toilet no wo mo ansi scanner kem besine nkrani be se kabashim nene enkrofu a wo mu di animu susu a wo yi asade no anya se bia ye yi o mafiri ho ye di o makokoshe ministry fufura a mugusu eye adwuma in the name of civil service ye go bisa mo so mo fa document ni mra se mo mra ba mo so document kwa de kwa archives nso e nim na documents no be 10-15 years ansana but I say adie ye be 5 years you so mo de kwa archives because onu akasa wote won na adwene wonim se de wa ye ne se bi ojimi sam enti enu na ye be from what public accounts committee and ye mu be ba live mu be yi ano me say we mu nyina wo be hwen akire no no mo a eno ma cha de no o ma che ni o ma chedi Ghana skadi ye tum di ye no o ma che scan di wo bi eni wo betu aka chem se we kosun bibi Omaches Kennedy enti the timu asoman eno no ye di adwuma se wonsa ye ma osikase fa ye adwuma no fa ma yen na ye nyina ye ho hare ye kakra no aha wono sika no wa chedi we mu oye no wa ha no ye hunu na ye si ya man transfer or a public servant to me civil servant ye omodi sa keke ntini ya man transfer from nipa na bokro no e wo point A na ye na akọ point B na point B no ko no no onko e bi o point B no ko no onko e bi o ho ana na ebuja ma me fa wura second one ni mu now, from the second one, and also no, a year from District Assembly Common Fund. Now, Abuja, TOE.
So this one, 20 million paid for no work done.
Mr. Chair, a contract was signed between Government of Ghana, specifically the Ministry of Health and Siana Services for the construction of a special hospital for Parliament. An agreement was reached to pay 15% mobilization of about 108 million, out of which 20 million cedis was paid. We have written to Siana Services and they have responded on the work that was done with the 20 million. There's an outstanding on that 15% mobilization of 88 million that still is due. But that is what has to be recognized as the amount outstanding, not 702.
See, but the thing was for 20 million. You paid 20 million to this contractor.
No, Mr. Chairman, the 15% mobilization came to 108 million, out of which 20 million was paid.
And this was to build a parliamentary service hospital. Which parliament was that? This one?
This was contracted during the 8th Parliament. So
this was contracted during the 8th Parliament.
Yes.
88.3
Massa.
FM. Setting new standards.
I have not seen the parliamentary service hospital being built. And 15% was 105 million and 20 million was paid. Who signed that contract?
Just a second, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, the signatory to the contract on behalf of the government was Dr. Okuboy, and it was duly witnessed, but the signatory was Dr. Okuboy.
Who witnessed it?
The Chief Director, Alhaji Hafiz Adam.
Hey. So my question is, where is this parliamentary service hospital? Have they started the building? We've already paid 15% mobilization.
Mr. Chairman, it is my understanding from the letter received from Sienna Services that the money they received went into project design and technical planning, site assessments, consultancy services, arrangement of bonds and guarantees, and insurance. However, they also did indicate that they were asked to change the project site from the parliamentary area to the national security compound, and the new site has not been given to them yet, and therefore work has stalled.
88.3 FM, setting new standards.
The total cost is, you need to do the 15% by the total cost.
So this amount, however, the review team obtained and reviewed third-party obligations of DACF amounting to 4.1 billion. Was that the amount?
No, this is different.
This one is different. This
Yes.
one is different.
Correct.
This is DACF itself. Okay, ask the question.
88.3 FM.
Yeah, so
Setting new standards.
I just want to know what was the total amount?
The total contract sum in dollars was $46,950,279, and at a 15 CD 38 pesos exchange rate, that came to 722,095,291 cedis.
So the amount that was paid
Yes.
was at which percentage? Is it 5% or 15%?
So 15% was supposed to have been paid as mobilization, amounting to 108,314,294 cedis. So out of this 108 million sum, 20 million was paid, leaving a mobilization balance outstanding of 88,314,294 cedis.
So the mobilization was paid, even if it's one Ghana city. It was paid with no site. They didn't have a site where they will build. They are now waiting for a site.
So at the
But
time,
then 20 million was paid.
okay. So at the time that the mobilization was paid, a site had been given. Subsequently, the company indicated that they were informed they could no longer work on that site and a new site would be given to them, but has not been given to them.
88.3
So,
FM.
okay, so let me ask. So, what are you going to do? The man has the money, and you have to provide the site. You cannot blame him.
No, Common Fund is not to provide the site. Common Fund's role in this contract was merely as a financier. The contract was between the Ministry of Health
Yes.
and the financier. So it is actually Ministry of Health, if anything.
That has to be answering to this.
Correct. Because our
Okay.
role was just to pay the mobilization, and we did so.
But then there should be some coordination and agreeing and knowing that the time you are paying is right. If yours is to pay, you can't just pay, not finding out about about.
No, I do believe that at the time Common Fund made the payment, Mr. Chair, a site had been agreed, and that was the basis on which the mobilization became due, and so the part payment of the mobilization was done. Subsequent to that, the events on the ground changed.
What year did you pay this 20 million?
It was paid on 31st of December 2024.
31st of December 2024.
Yes.
Was that part of your formula that was approved by Parliament?
In 2024, I believe that was not part of the formula.
So it was not part of the formula.
No, it was not part.
On what basis was DSCF? Who were those people who were there at the time that it happened?
Where is that?
Okay, so the administrator on that day was my predecessor, the Honorable Natoshi Ado, and the finance officer was Mr.
And what about the accountant?
The finance officer was Mr. George Brown.
Is he here?
No, he's not here.
So-
we did write to both of them, but unfortunately, they are all not available. They are all not available.
So, are they?
Oh, Chairman, did you say 31st December 2024?
Correct.
But then elections had just been done.
Correct.
Yes, it had just been done, and power had changed. So how come such? But then at least the same government had not won the election. It is. But you cannot
But
bound
hold on.
the incoming president to this when especially yes.
But-
that's what I'm talking about. When especially you don't have the site.
But isn't that instructive?
88.3 FM.
To pay 20 million on 31st of December 2024. And you know, not you, but your predecessor knew that this was not part of the formula. Anyway, the predecessor is not here because I would love to have the predecessor. Because it wasn't part of the formula.
That's what he said.
Parliament hasn't approved the expenditure. And what would make the administrator at that time pay 20 million Ghana cedis?
So, Mr. Chairman, in as much as I cannot speak to the reasons for the payment on that day, I will note, however, that in the 2024 formula, provision was made for projects under the reserve fund, and provision was made in the formula for special projects, which may have been then drawn on to finance this particular payment. So whilst there was no specific line, those two provisions exist in the formula as approved by Parliament and may have been the lines that were drawn upon.
Sir, could we make sure that our clerk will have to invite the former administrator of common fund,
and the accountants.
and the accountant, for them to appear over here and explain to us why they paid 20 million Ghana cedis as of 31st December 2024 for a multi-year contract
88.3 FM.
which hadn't been approved by Parliament.
Administrator, you make mention that they are nowhere to be found. Are they out of the country or they are? That's
Mr.
what you
Chair,
said.
my exact words were that they were not available. I
They were not available. Are they in country or out country? That's what I want to know.
So my predecessor is not in country at the moment, and the finance officer lost his cousin and was responsible for the funeral, and so he's not in Accra at the moment. So those are the reasons why they are not here today.
Oh, they are in Ghana.
They are my predecessor is not in Ghana. The former finance director is in Ghana. Sure, of course, both of them will come back. Yes.
Chair, I think we should step down this and then invite them appropriately.
Yes, we'll step it down, and the clerk will make sure that we get the two of them here to explain all these things going on, because I think I will not make comments now until I hear from them. By the way, do you know where this Parliamentary Service Hospital is going to be located?
No, Mr. Chairman, because according to Sienna Services, a new site was to be provided but has not been provided. I believe it might be, shall I say, more in the purview of Ministry of Health to indicate what new site they are agreeing for the relocation.
And the total amount was going to be $46 million.
That is correct, sir.
Hey. Yes. Yes, someone.
Chairman, thank you. May I also suggest, if it sits well with the committee, since they were saying that it is the Ministry of Health who initiated the contract signed by Honorable Dr. Okoboy, for them also to come to confirm this, if they have this record at their end, is a suggestion if it sits well.
Yes, sir. He's also going to be, Honorable Okoboy will have to also appear and let us know. And the company that took the money should also appear, because 20 million Ghana cedis. What time are they going to build a hospital? During the second coming of Christ? No, it's a rhetorical question.
Mr. Chair.
Nti ebusua ebi na wote no na asɛm baako a me mɛka no maka ne biom ɛyɛ sɛ wohwɛ contract a wɔ ne sanyɛ yɛyɛ adwene sɛ yɛbɛtua mobilization de ama ɔmo the amount somewhere wɔ mobilization no mu ɛne sɛ yɛtua 20 million ɛde ma ɔmo any that time I did 20 million at the moment. There's only one thing that I can think of. It is only one thing. I did back and I met me again. So back here, Yetu abanu wie ya ne ye what transition mood ni mu ana transition etna se no. The current government, then the government elect, and I said the president elect, no. Actually, on krata de betu montin so say payment bia yen hot payment bia till say ye be hand over. Now the new president or be take and I said the new government or be take over no would go into same and do payment. How many sankra tani betu montin so no DSCF entie. But my question is, adentini ye betu abene wie. Ne we hunu se abaya tu ye wie. Oh, se say anko ya fa enye ye an ye besa atena so aban foforo na eba. Na kwensima contractor yesan ye ayenye ntua mobilization fa ma nipa no. Na 31st December ayenye na ye ko crossover no. Yatumi se ho assign contract atua mobilization. Adima sumeti na tio yetwa mobilization na wie no you see this in me metumi aka che say eyade ya dwene ho ye pekwan bi so wia yen nti no ye because yentumi nka say ye ma sites at the premises of parliament ni yetwa mobilization na wie na yes oh e ho no kura yen nsi no ho bi nti twan ye be ma obabi fufuro. Na company ya waje sa mobilization catch us say oh yes kind of crazy and ye adwuma kra wie sightseeing ni consultation ni insurance ni ade nyina na so say me ni wuti ba bia ye besi ade na nkasa till na yenim na so 20 million ko $20 million ko na yetimanimu $20 million Mrs. 20 million odi masa 20 million unim nipa dodo a sebi ebetumi ahye omo dwetre okroma but nipa kakre bi atransi ekuki ade no omo kuki ani yetua na fe ye wie ni yasie kire na cha fa me 5 million mame no age open baby afa I don't know kind of what's where ebusia ememu ayeti no ohun ememu ayeti no enipa yedi omo asi ho so mo hwe ye so no they don't have that as that omo ye akoma mu unya man position na de odwene hu kane ne se awurade nyankopɔ de na meso medi wo ho enti yamma contract na wonim se aban a o ma contract yenya ntwe sika nanso aban ni free wa ma ban foforo ba ama ban foforo no ba beba no kura ka che o se mentua bibia twen na mia me ba ma ba betua wabubu nua gu na sum when wakoko tua 20 million so no tua ye no so adwuma bi ye ni wo ye 20 million na ye enti enei sa 20 million no ababa be ye dada kra ese nipa na je 20 million na wie baby e be si parliamentary hospital no kra yenim so enti wo hwe mo a wonim parliament ni senior parliament was ni city and parliament asase ni nyina no I see a see hospital among Nipa bia nyanse mu ni yenim se the 4 walls of parliament want to see hospital or home any year
88.3 FM
and it was calculated me catch say it was calculated say o the enkaji ye be see o parliament Ye just can ma we are near see a change venue no ye be more venue for because as at the time ani ye just can ye nim sa 7 days na bayansa ye transfer office ni bio. They knew those who were making the payment knew. Even by directives, no one say aban say my ye say even by directives, by yes still omukoso ye where these people should be sacked one time way. Me say civil servants no say yankasa as o man yanye ye nwa drunk as way we di se be eburu se be nyado we di nkwasi asem wa maga na lusu scanty e be yi na di ye be ni bibia ombekos we di yesikasa because how can you make a payment on the 31st of December ebra na wonim sa ka 7 days no we fra bem ebra na wonim se baby a wo ba be si dan no kura no wo ukura wonim enti Siana services enti sika mu ji ye no sightseeing and as a site your friends analysis somewhere na site ben na yedima mo the forecourt of parliament we bia ye bibia ye kase bia na state funeral bia ye be no no ho ne yedima mo na se ye bibia ba be si national cathedral ho ne yedima mo se monye hospital no ahe de ne yedima mo
88.3 FM setting new standards.
Ahen yedi mamu a mumuko ye sightseeing and they and no so ababeka we say 20 million no ko parliamentary services yenya fa sokra mofom enka say we ye the block back ya top block back kura 20 million no the mobilization of about 100 million abuso enye sika ketua o sika yedi mo we betumi asese 100 million Ghana cedi enye chance play. Obi pay 2,000 Ghana cedis per dia share business as in onya. And moi, enye papa. As a man was here, yes, way a typical chronobo and on my boy.
88.3 FM. Setting new.
Why a typical chronobo? Now, on my baby John Dramani Mahama, assembly soon, but some of you are doing the general. My young I just ask you refi, near your refia, now 4 years now, so National Cathedral here. Esi wa musimu fa ho ne nye cathedral biomu as say e was here pe bibidi ho ne ye no tokro no de da ho o mampeni tokro no e de da ho yesi ye audit ni awie ni yesi bibidi forensic enti ye forensic audit ni awie ni ye de me pacho forensic audit na kwakosi sen tokro no se se wotwa 1 year ukotwa 2 years enti da be ni ye be hye bibia se wo nim se e ho no tokro kasi ya tuatu wo se udu sampa mantemu ho na odu sa emponim ho na e say Ghana ntuntum ho nyina ho na mo nyina mo committee ho ne yere o mo nya because nsuo no betemu abredi ntuntum ko a tokro kase na eda ho na enkoda ko mu ko enkro na nkrofo ko dware mu ne ade ye na nando ho no ye obo ya bro e na wo se obesi national cathedral e na okotu tokro na yesi ka ahye eno ya tiase. But in pray a hono forensic audit na kwa kusisen. Sa tokro no die ni yede yo. Ana so ye no so ye beka se MPP na tu tokro no. Nti ye betwa ya NDC wie no kwa. Na MPP for bana de omudi tokro no be omudi ababa ya na. Mama yehu di yedi yo. Why? Yes, ramwa yehu di yedi yo.
Setting new standards.
Na afi enyina asoman no. Yentumi enko yenim. Enti abusha ena mabo amane no. Ena susu teacher fo almost a clearance no aba 7,000 teachers ni e befa won na enam kuntura se se nkrofo etua 20,000 na yatua form inside the Ministry of Education and in amase yenya concrete evidence papa bia nipa odi ade ba no fa letter ante kire ne ehunu se won wo wie school ni sei yenya mie portal no kra man nkrofo nko register say bia e de metu an so mo de no manya bi ko eni na musa enti enyina yensa no so manya yetimu se ya ana se mpanyifo na ye adwen se omo pase ye ma bana me di kanka jo se akwa ye ade chi ye Good Friday ni nchiro ya ne ye pese di bibia ba fo mboko ya ne boko because sometimes ya so wa wotie mi ebia wo de no ohia ebia 20,000 pe na wo de ahyebia obi da hospital pe 1,000 Ghana pe ebia sane mu ya de kuro nya nanso me tax a metua wo de a wotua ne yakeka bom yesi ye didi djuma ne ye tua obi 20 million 20 million ni ye tua nipa no ye hunu hwe ya tua obi 8.2 million ye so wa go si toilet ye hu hwe adie pa no mai chese ye de nkrofo bet se ye sane se onipa no wo diska ni wia ni ye gya no ni ye book ni ye gya no akoko trafi entire ya nkrofo kan se democracy in Ghana, this type of democracy emwa Ghana ni no because obi a did not to office no kwa krono na eta na adwen nto no wo kwa hwe be bia loopholes no wo enti make pian ka say we e calculated g metrics kana ma on the 31st 7 days later ni ye fra bem auditor general report no emma sa time no enti ye be free won ya ka kire so set no kra ya sesa na ye nya no 4 court of parliament bi we pe be fu fra ma enti ye free won nipa obeba no so pe be fu from onya mpem ma we e bi kra no kra na ni sa project no enti na sa ska no na shautu enti watwa ma na wie kura ebi wo ho kura no wasi akira akwa gine cat kura wom wadi otane be din Sanni Pana will have the gas to even come and talk.